De'Aaron Fox in a San Antonio Spurs uniform, making his debut with the Spurs. A look at him with a three-point shot down in Atlanta, taking on Grant Liffman's Hawks. And look at that stat line right there, shooting 50% from the floor, 24 points, 13 assists, 3 steals, 5 rebounds.
I want to see the pick and roll with him and Wemby.
Oh, you're going to see a lot of it.
So he fits in.
He fits in pretty well. Spurs beat the Hawks 126-125. Wemby, 24 points, 12 rebounds. Vassell, 20 points as well. Castle off the bench with 11 and 3. Chris Paul with 11 points, 9 assists. And then, of course, you get Zach LaVine making his Kings debut. However, the Kings are getting smoked by 25 right. Actually, the score just updated. They're actually losing by 30 right now, 122-92.
Really?
Zach LaVine,
what's the score?
4-13, 122-92.
We just saw Orlando.
We saw Orlando.
They couldn't make a shot.
They scored 99 points in that basketball game.
They averaged 104 a game.
They scored 42 points in the third quarter alone, Bully.
There you have it.
So no defense?
No defense. Zach LaVine,
defense wins in Sacramento.
4-13, over 4 for the three-point line, 13 points for Zach LaVine. Keegan Murray just 6 shots, 5 points. Malik Monk 4 of 11, 10 points. So the Kings are going to go down, and they will drop to 25 and 25. So San Antonio feeling really good. Sacramento right now, they're probably walking out of the Golden One Center, and they will not be lighting up the beam tonight.
Well, I mean, Sacramento just lost their star player in De'Aaron Fox. So it's going to take some getting used to, especially because he was the point guard. He's the guy that gets the offense going. You saw Malik Monk doing some of that. He's going to be playing that point position. So they're going to get some adjustment there. But they got younger. And I think with some adjustments and them fitting Zach LaVine, a young athletic guard into that offense, I think they can still be dangerous, the Sacramento Kings. You saw the Spurs, De'Aaron Fox fitting very nicely over there, hitting that three-point shot. That's going to be really key for them because if he can do that and space the floor, then Wemby can do a lot of damage down in the middle. They got a lot of talented young players. You got Keldon Johnson, you got Stephon Castle. That's a talented team that's only going to keep getting better. So down the line, all these teams getting younger and better. So it's going to be interesting to see how these things continue to shake up after the trade deadline.
I think De'Aaron Fox was by far the Sacramento Kings' best player. His speed, his ability to get downhill, straight line drive, in transition in the half court, opened up so many offensive opportunities for all his teammates. I thought he made all his teammates so much better, and maybe they didn't see it the same way. I know he demanded a trade or whatever. But for him to go to San Antonio at this point in his career, I think as impactful or close to Luka going to the Lakers. Because you're teaming him up with Wembanyama. So come on, man. That high pick and roll, the dynamic stuff they can run. I was kidding, but I actually wasn't. You can have Wemby be the handler with Fox screening, and it'd be fine. So, again, Bonte, you mentioned age earlier.
Right.
What's Fox, 26?
Yep.
He's
27 years
coming
old.
into the prime of his career, one of the fastest guards in the league. If San Antonio scanned the entire league, I think they would pick Fox.
Wow.
That is the perfect fit next to Wemby.
You got your modern day Tony Parker.
So
Tim
they're going to
Duncan.
move up. They're moving up the list
And
right now.
You got one of the best pick and roll, let's call him a player, but a coach in Chris Paul,
no doubt,
coming off the bench, really schooling De'Aaron Fox and giving him all the knowledge. Ooh,
he started tonight with 11 points and 9 assists. So he's a coach on the floor, helping out these youngsters there. Wow, San Antonio, they are rising, of course. But Andrew Wiggins, of course, we're going to miss him. And this is before the game. You know, he's warming up. And next thing you know, he starts hugging assistant coaches, players. And this has got to be tough, Bully. I know you've been through this as a GM, coach,
well,
player.
I don't think he told him right there. I think he just hugged
he's
him.
still warming up. He's still warming up. But
he's
later
probably
on,
in shock.
Right.
But this is what Steve Kerr was talking about, the timing of things.
Right.
Trades are emotional if they're handled. You know, if you're able to get in touch with the agent, the player, it's still emotional. But it's right before the game. They moved it recently before the All-Star break. I'm not quite sure why they did that. Now, they have 4 days off after the All-Star break. That might make more sense. Just like you have a trade deadline, right? Have a few days where it's off days and the front office people can gather the information. You can get in contact with them. Doesn't mean you have to tell them beforehand, but you have a little grace period when the deal is consummated to get in touch with people.
It is a little strange. I'm wondering if they tweaked it after the DeMarcus Cousins situation when he was at the All-Star game and traded by the Sacramento Kings, but I could be wrong. I'm not sure why the deadline is a week
But Steve
before
was saying
break.
have a few days of grace where you can get your stuff together, get everything in order, get your office work done, then you can reach out to all the parties so it doesn't feel so surprising. And so it makes it more emotional than it has to be.
What is it like as a player to go through the trade deadline, Fezzi Phil? You hear your names or rumors. You see it on Twitter. You're looking at your phone probably every 5 minutes to see if you are traded. What is that like for a player in that locker room, knowing whether or not you get traded or not? That's one thing. But to have your name in trade rumors.
So I remember this, my sophomore year in the league. This is under Coach Mark Jackson. Okay. And it's the first time we had to deal with the trade rumors. And actually trades in the middle of the season. So right before the trade deadline, practice is at 11 o'clock. I think the trade deadline is at noon. And we have practice starting at 11, but nothing is happening in practice. We're all just standing there, just dribbling the basketball, just waiting for the clock to go down. It gets to about 10 minutes before practice, or before the deadline is up, and they call us to the locker room. Everybody's sitting there, and there's all this conversation about the guys who were traded at the time. And we were still new to the league, and that was new to me. But these guys are my brothers. These guys are you go through training camp with, you go through wins and losses with. Like, you get to know each other, know each other's family. So that loss is hard for everybody. And I know that, yes, we're men, and we're not supposed to have some of these conversations. But, yes, this is what happens. You have to go play a game after this, and it's tough. I got to give the Warriors a lot of credit. A lot of great numbers tonight by the Warriors, but lost this game at the end. Just not a lot of legs, not a lot of depth on the bench.
Well, nice transition there from trade deadline to the Utah Jazz loss.
You like that? You like that? Her Man City Sleep World Highlight Zone.
Professional.
I like
We're
that.
going to salute Andrew Wiggins for his great play in 2022, the 2021-22 season, in which he became an all-star. And look at that smile right there. We interviewed him on the parquet floor. Remember, fellas? Right after they beat Boston, and he was smiling ear to ear. He loved it here. He talked about the transition of coming to the Bay Area. You see the hug right there with Steph, Jordan Poole, and Andrew Wiggins in the locker room. I'm going to get it back. No, you're going to get it back. They're popping champagne. I mean, it was unbelievable. He averaged over 16.5 points per game during that run, 7.5 rebounds, 2 assists. He was dynamic on both sides of the floor.
Flying above the rim.
What's Mark Davis? Watch out, Luka. Now, they had
Mark Davis, come on, man.
Yeah, they had to challenge it.
That's two Wigs in the building.
Of course, this is flying above the rim.
Watch your head. You don't get to see this angry Wigs often, but when you do see it.
This is why I hate the charge, dude. Get out of here. Beat it.
Wiggins came into his own that season. Had a monster Game 6 against the Memphis Grizzlies.
Monster playoffs.
Man, he was dynamic. He played big boy basketball, that's for sure.
Class
As we take a look at the odds.
On and off the
Class
court.
act, on and off. One of the most easygoing players we've ever covered here in the Bay Area. All right, the odds presented by Great Resort and Casino. I bought dinner for you guys because I knew that we were going to chill, and with all the trades happening and being shorthanded, weird things happen in Salt Lake City, Bully. Altitude.
You bought dinner and saved money.
Another trade happened in the NBA. There's a lot of trades going on. The wacky world of the NBA. We'll discuss that as the Warriors. Now they're heading to LA tomorrow.
Watch your head, Patty Spencer.
Got some highlights, too. All right, welcome back here, Pat Spencer, with a great highlight right here.
Your head. Good pass, GP2.
Well, you may have to play against this guy in the Rising Stars Challenge. You better watch out. You may have to box in one, Mr. Pat Spencer.
That's why I got Zach Edey.
Oh, okay. All right. And TJD.
And TJD.
But
he's nasty.
You got GP2
He's got a burst, man. He's got a burst.
And then look at the mug. Oh, that is nasty.
Ultra confident. Love Pat Spencer.
No doubt about that. Playing well here as we take a look at the updated Western Conference standings. And look at this battle, fellas. In the box, the Minnesota T-Wolves at 7, the Mavericks at 8. Kings, Suns, Warriors battling for the 9-10 spots there. They're all 25-25. Half game behind the Dallas Mavericks. Maybe you can get up to that first game of the playing game where you can win and then get in there. But the Clippers, watch the Clippers. They may slide here. Coming up, our Toyota Drive Ahead. We'll take a look at the L.A. Lakers as the Warriors are heading back to Cali. That's right. Warriors and Lakers.
Back to
the Drive Ahead. And this just in another crazy deal. The NBA. Man, NFL, there's a Super Bowl on Sunday. You wouldn't know about it because of all these deals in the NBA. Sean Serrano, ESPN, the Lakers are trading Dalton Connect, who's on Team Mully for the Rising Stars Challenge, Cam Reddish, a 2031 unprotected first-round pick, and a 2030 pick swap to the Charlotte Hornets for center Mark Williams, who's averaging a double-double with Charlotte, 16 points, nearly 10 rebounds a game, shooting 60%. So the Lakers were looking to get some size there, but they give up one of the more young dynamic shooters to get that size. So Dalton Connect, he's a knockdown shooter here, Billy, but Mark Williams is a good big that nobody knows because nobody watches the Hornets.
That's a pretty good get for the Lakers because there was definitely a hole in the front court there, center position with Anthony Davis going to Dallas. So I think that's a good pickup. You got to give up to get, right? And Dalton Connect's a big-time shooter. But he's going to play well for me next Saturday night, I tell you that much.
He's going to be ticked off.
I'm going to have him locked in. Don't worry about it.
Oh, you got him locked in?
He's going to knock down at least 8 threes.
Ooh. Oh, shoot that thing, fella. Okay, so you already know that Luka Doncic likes playing with big guys from Charlotte. You saw that with P.J. Washington last year. Came midway through the season, came to play with Luka and loved it. Mark Williams is already averaging 16 and 10, and he's playing with shooters over there. What's he going to look like when he plays with Luka and LeBron James, who are always looking for the bigs? That's what I'm excited about. I'm excited to see that for him. But Dalton Connect, I feel for him because he's probably excited to play with Luka. Man, I'm going to get all the shots on the wings. So I think somebody's going to still trade for Dalton. That's a good young player that you can build around in the league.
Yeah, and the Lakers, you can see their thought process with Luka Doncic and LeBron, who play very similar. But Luka loves to have a rolling big, whether it be Lively, Gafford, to open up those three-point shots. I thought that was a key to Dallas' success last year, was getting those dunks to get high-quality threes. So as long as the Lakers have enough shooting around LeBron and Luka, this is a great pickup. And then, we talked a lot about Jimmy Butler playing inside. LeBron James can also go down in the post and become a dynamic scorer, big-time passer. So, but I do think it was a big need for them was another big after losing Anthony Davis. So a good pickup by the Lakers.
Dalton Connect goes from the LA Lakers, to a team that is 12-36, the Charlotte Hornets. That's got to be a tough blow to get on that plane saying, why me? Why me? But this is the business of the NBA.
Charlotte's a nice city, though.
Yeah, it is. I heard it. Queen City's
Imagine Dennis Schroeder going from New York to San Francisco to Utah. Nothing's wrong with Utah, but
I hear Salt Lake City's underrated.
A little quiet.
It's not bad. A little cold, a little chilly. Get your pea coats, get your North Face, everything out there. So the Lakers, though. The Warriors are going to play the Lakers for the third time this season. They're 0-2 against the Lakers, going down to Crypto.com Arena. The Warriors are 1-9 this season against divisional opponents. They've got to get a win at some point against a Pacific Division team.
Is Luka playing tomorrow?
Luka will not debut until Saturday.
I want to see that combo of LeBron and Luka.
He's going to play Saturday. But the Lakers had a day off. Warriors obviously on a back-to-back. Who's available to play as far as physically? And then last night, the Lakers had a big win without Luka in the Intuit Dome versus the Clippers. LeBron was spectacular.
Well, the Warriors dropped to 6-3 on the front end of back-to-backs. They dropped to 25-25 after this tough loss to the Utah Jazz. Dubs Talk Live is next, though, with the great KB and Monty Poole.